Good morning.
Here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
He's Rudy. He's happy. I'm Rob. I'm happy. You're James Pledger on the other side of the double pane glass, dressed appropriately in a tie. 90% of success is just showing up, right? Just got to be in the room. Head coach Jeff Traylor, your UTSA Roadrunners, he's showing up on his day off on a bye week Monday. Coach, we're glad to hear from you. Welcome on. We did not expect to hear from you today.
Shoot, man, what you talking about? We're rolling up here, rolling. we gotta find a way to beat UAB. Did you see that offensive performance the first half? We weren't even out there.
Oh, Coach, settle down. Let's talk about Saturday,
he's right.
Man. He's right. But let's give some flowers. Congratulations, Coach. 200 wins. What a phenomenal win. You got a team that believes, and boy, isn't that about 90% of the battle?
Isn't it crazy that I've won 200 games and I'm only 30 years old? That's freaking unbelievable, isn't it, right?
It is unbelievable. I mean,
What's more unbelievable is that quarterback I got rolling down.
Yes, sir.
Oscar Cardenas, man, what a freaking catch that was.
You know what, Coach? We talked about him last week with you, and I mean, first of all, it's nothing new. As you said last week, he has the most, famous catch, the most historic catch in UTSA history, but I want to tip my cap to, because the only way y'all get there, Coach, is, you start the game off with an INT, and then you start the game off with a turnover on downs, and your defense only gives up 3 points. And without that, I don't think we get to the classic that we had.
There's no doubt. They bought us a lot of time, and we were struggling. It's a smart plan. Everybody knows we basically shuffled our O-line the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's dropping 8, rushing 3, and rushing 4, and they're getting home a little bit. And we were frustrated, and our defense just was so unbelievable to buy us time to kind of figure out a plan. And to give up 22 yards rushing to a team that rushed for 475 the week before, the 6th leading rushing team in the country, our defense was huge. Special teams was huge, blocking that punt to change momentum. It was the worst block punt in the history I've ever seen. I think we might have blocked it with our hip. We could have tackled the punt if we were back there so quickly. There were a lot of other things. We ran the ball for 265 yards. And just championship football when our passing game was not at its finest like it usually is.
Coach, you open up by saying we've got this reshuffled offensive line. You got defenses, dropping and giving you shells and daring you. Yet you turn around with this reshuffled offensive line and dominate the line of scrimmage on the ground. Explain the dichotomy between those two things.
It's crazy because we're struggling at some positions where we are more experienced, and our guys that are coming out there have just keep overachieving. The job that Matt Maddox and Kurt Traylor have done up front with those kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're blessed that Maka stayed healthy the whole year, our center, who's kind of been guiding that whole group. And for Walker Beatty to come over, he played left tackle again, man. And he was a defensive tackle 4 weeks ago. Our right tackle, we got, our backup back, Ernesto, who played every snap. Vinley, who we moved from guard to tackle, came back out there and played some. Luke Lopez. I mean, guys just you wouldn't have ever thought were going to be out there, just keep battling their tails off. And KD, our right guard, and T. Haynes have been starting for 3 years as well. So, and Oscar's basically the most glorified, sexy offensive tackle in the world that plays tight end. So, I mean, I'm so proud. In our running back room, how about Brendan Brady? How about our young buck, Okavori and Barnes coming on, man?
I'm so happy for Brady, Coach. Everything that he's been through, got it coming out of steel, stud, been through some injuries, stayed at home. And, he's finally, I mean, you're trying to fill Sincere McCormick's shoes, which is like, come on, that's like a size 22. But I'm happy for him and that y'all been able to get him the ball and been able to get him in the end zone.
He's such a unique human. I mean, he's an unbelievable human.
Right.
First, he came to the program. He's got a great mother and father. I mean, you talk about a team guy. I saw somebody kind of take a shot at him on Twitter about how Kavorian Barnes is the best back. And I saw Brendan Wright. He is an unbelievable back. And immediately Barnes wrote back, the OG in that room is still Brady. I mean, the respect for those guys, to watch Sincere and him communicate on the game. Sincere was there. To watch just how those guys love each other, that's where we're different. We are uniquely different in our true care, love. I know it's corny, but, man, our guys love each other, and they play really hard for each other.
Well, you got some time to kind of get yourself a little healthier. What's the training room look like today?
It's full,
Yeah.
but man, we're doing everything in our power to get our kids back, to get their legs back. We're fixing to get on some cryo, which is some unbelievable modern day technology to get their legs back. We're fixing to spend some coin now. We're fixing to drop some dimes, but I got to get my guys' legs back. We have to get their legs back under them.
Now, Coach, nobody's listening. You could be honest. Is there ever a time where you like, man, like, I don't know how many times this is. I've lost track where you got a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Is there ever a time where you think y'all not going down and go score?
No.
Never? Never. Never.
It's 3 years. It's not like we've been doing this yesterday.
Right.
This is 3 seasons these kids have been doing that. They work it in practice. They're very talented. They're great players. They believe in each other. We have an unbelievable quarterback. We got a bunch of good players. I don't ever want to ever miss that boat. But, man, they have a belief, and because they've done it so many times. I think that's 22 games now. We've been in one-possession ball games. That's a lot of one-possession ball games. That's NFL football. That's a lot of NFL games. You know, they come down to the very last play, and our guys are used to it. They do it all the time. Now, the plays they make, Rudy, those are still – I'm still a fan. I'm not all calm and cool on that sideline. But inside, I'm like, can you believe that? That was amazing.
If that picture that you tweeted of Cardenas with the one, if that's not blown up to 100 feet somewhere at the race center, I'm gonna be upset with y'all. That needs to be printed. Y'all should be working on that today.
The problem is, Rudy, the whole facility is going to be nothing but Oscar if we don't watch out. The kids just keep making amazing catches.
That's true.
Hey, Coach, that's RPP. We call that a rich people problem. So if that's the biggest problem we run into this year, I think we've had a good one. Looking at this,
tell you something real quick, man.
Yeah.
I know it's y'all's show, but
no, it's your show.
Frank Harris, San Antonio. Brendan Brady, San Antonio. Oscar Cardenas, San Antonio. What a great group of kids to go root for if you're from the 210, man. That's fantastic.
You know, Coach, as we look down the road, and we shouldn't be doing that, but you're sitting pretty good now. You're bowl eligible. You know, you're sitting on top, and the guys right behind you got to play each other. So it's going to get even more difficult. And you got a bye week. How do you start to regulate the gas pressure? You know, keep things from overheating as you sit right now and maintaining. Or is it because you've been so banged up? Hell, you don't even know what it's like to be functioning at 100%.
Well, you kind of know who your team is after this long in the year. And we've been in every ball game, right? We can't beat anybody bad, and we can't get blown out by anybody. So you know there's going to be 4 more really close ball games. So you've got to get extremely good at the smallest details and get your team healthy. That's the 2 things. We know who we are. We're good enough on defense to play with anybody. I don't think we're just going to choke anybody completely out. We're good enough on offense to score. I don't think we're a dominant offense, but we're a good offense. I don't want you to hear me wrong. So we're going to be in a bunch of close ball games. We've got to execute on all 3 phases of the game and get healthy.
I do think it looks a little different if you're healthy on the offensive line. But speaking of health, Coach, now during that game, it just felt like play after play, you had somebody going down with lower body things. And I'm not asking you to throw anybody under the bus, but as I see you walking out to check on your players, each time you came out there, you had a little something to say to the refs. Did you feel like it was a little chippy and a little, I don't want to say dirty, but did you feel like it was some cheap shots on the lower body from their team on your guys throughout that game?
It's a rivalry game. Both teams, there was no love lost between either side. So I just think it was unfortunate, and we got to get them healthy, to be honest with you.
Is that the natural rival from there on out? Yeah, that was political, and I like that. So, yeah, screw those guys. But is that the natural rivalry that we want?
You know, I don't know that I've ever truly felt that. The first year, we just beat them so bad. Last year's game was such an anomaly because of the weather and the situation. To me, this year, it felt like a rivalry. So in warm-ups, there was stuff going on. There was stuff going on after the game. There was stuff going on during the game. And both teams played so unbelievably hard. I've been through those rivalry games before where kids on your team are making plays they never make, and teams on their players on their team are making plays they never make. it felt like a true rivalry game to me. It really did. That's the first time I've said that in 3 years.
It definitely was. They did make some plays, and that. But coach, this UAB team, I remember that game last year. That's got to have the proper fear for UAB as well.
Well, they're the most physically talented team in the conference. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing on video. We've lost our best defensive lineman for the year, Brandon Matterson. We've lost our best offensive lineman for the year, Mekhi Hart. We've lost our preseason conference defensive player of the year, Rashad Wisdom, for the year. And they are extremely talented. They return the most players. We got to go to their place. Their quarterback got hurt against Western Kentucky, which cost them the ball game. He'll be back for us. This will be our biggest challenge, other than probably Texas, as far as talent.
Wow.
High praise.
You know what, coach? I didn't realize Rashad was gone for the season. That's awful. He's kind of taking on the role as kind of like the prince of the city. That's awful. I didn't know it was going to be for the year. Okay.
Yeah. So we've lost 3. The good news is all 3 of those kids are going to come back next year, and we were not expecting that. So somehow we got to get through this season, Rudy. We got to find a way to just keep scrapping them out.
Jeff Traylor, head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, joining us right now. You got a little bit of time. You guys doing a little bit of recruiting this week? Going to jump on some planes and cars and head out?
We are. We got guys heading, we're hitting the JUCOs real hard right now just because of the time. We'll hit high schools this end of the week, and we got to. I mean, we're hot. We've had 3 great seasons. We've got great facilities, and we've got to keep bringing in great players. And we've been doing that, and that's how you continue to win ball games is great players.
Yeah, well said. I mean, Baby Dez, I call him Baby Dez Clark. Look, got a little Michael Irvin in him. Maybe a little bit of push, but we're at home. We're supposed to get that. We're supposed to get the benefit of the doubt, coach.
I didn't see anything.
Looked on the up and up to me.
I didn't either, coach.
Put on your big boy clothes, man. Let's go.
Hey, coach. Yes, yet again, right. Congratulations on a spectacular win. What you guys are doing for this city, you can feel it. It's rippling around. The 2-0 is hot for the birds up. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy this week. Recharge, reboot. We look forward to another one. We'll talk to you next Monday and prep for UAB.
Hey, and they better quit sleeping on my young Spurs, man. We out there getting some wind. I see those Spurs out there. That's what I like to see. God bless, birds up.
Thanks, coach. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, we bid all the winning for the Roadrunners. Yeah. Let's let them have every one of those W's. We'll take a couple of those Spurs.
He's a coach. You don't know what they don't know what tanking means.
I know.
He's a coach. He's a coach's coach.